Okay guys, sorry I dropped off in that last video. So the last thing I need to do this drawing is put on a center line. I was yammering there, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this one as the best one I can do, and that would go halfway in between. Oh boy, let's undo that. And then let's do this. And so my last thing I'd put on there would be a center line marking that. Again, that's not exactly a center line that goes long short, but if you take a look in the resource, that's going to be a little bit different. But that's the gist of how I lay that out. That's what I'm going to see when I look at the side. The hidden lines are represented by these dashed lines. The center of that circle is represented by that center line. So now I'm going to go ahead back to step 4, and this has me draw an isometric from the multi-view. Oh, it's tough to wrap my head around this. So I'm going to go ahead back and let's see, my next page I have set up for this. I'm going to need this as a reference. So, alright, I went ahead and added this in here. I'm going to go ahead now and make this as an isometric. So I'm going to make sure my line color is good. I'm going to go ahead and set that line style. Okay. Alright, so as weird as this seems, it's not going to be all that bad. I'm going to start with the front view. The front view, the width, this line right here, which I'm going to say is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. So that's going to go on there. I'll put this right here. That's fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to go on there. It's going to be 2 blocks tall. Over here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 blocks there. I'm going to go down and then over there. So I'm putting on that front view. Alright, so now I'm going to look from the, I'll do the front. It's a total of 5 blocks thick, and it's going to look like this. So I am getting this face. Oop, I accidentally moved that. I just want to keep marking. That face right there, which goes all the way to the front, is going to look I'm going to go back to making straight lines here. That's going to go like this. And then it's got a little section cut out right here, which I can make obvious from up there. It's going to skip, and then it's going to have this face here. I should change that from arrows to lines. So that face I just put on there was right there. Going along the top, and goes over 1 block, then down 1 block, looking right here, then it goes over 3 blocks. Oops, I keep on choosing the wrong thing. It's going to go over like this, up 1, over 1, down 1. That back side goes all the way down to here, and then I can create that. Alright, let's see, this back goes here, then there. This back here goes like that. And this is just largely reasoning through it. That would drop down 1 and extend over to there. So that's going to be my top. If you think about looking You can see this little rectangular hole that is 3 blocks wide by 1 block tall. That's this gap there. Let's see, I would see this intersection there, and then I'm going to look at how far does this gap, this is cut into here, that goes in 1, 2, 3 blocks. So that's going to go into it 1, 2, 3 blocks. It's going to go over like that, going to go over like that. I would see this line shooting that way. Oop, I want to keep going. It extends out till it meets that line. Alright, so I'm looking at that, and I reason that out by just simply drawing on the front, then taking a look at the top. I don't know, I see 3 rectangles across the bottom here. I know these 2 faces are out all the way from that, and then I know this is a cutaway there that I go up here to reference. So you can see how I bounce back and forth to deduce this. And this is just general blueprinting. You get much better at this the more you practice. I assure you, as a 16-year-old, I was not very good at this, but as a 51-year-old, experience has made me quite a bit better. It's hard for me to explain everything I see because it's been 35 years since I learned this. The best teacher in the class in this is going to be somebody who just learned, and it's the idea of zones of proximity. The more proximal, the closer you are to learning something, the better you are at explaining this. So we're going to hack our way through there. I noticed I left one line out. I would see certainly a line right there at the intersection of those 2 planes. But this just requires some practice and visualization and modeling. And that's what this is. I'm looking here. I would also see a line coming down right there. That's starting to look complete. Be sure to point out any mistakes I made. Okay guys, in the next one, part 5, it's asking me to quickly sketch a multi-view of the arch construction block in figure 10 here. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to do a front view. So I got my fusion model up here. I'm going to go up to the navigation cube and I'm going to hit front. Will not let me select that right now because of the program I'm running over top of it. This is going to be the front face here. This is going to be the right face there. That's going to be the right face there. So I'm going to go ahead into the program here and I'm going to do just that. So starting off, let's see, this was 1 block high, so I'm going to place my front view right here. Oops. Alright, I'm going to go to the front view right there. That was 4 blocks tall. That was 4, 8, 9 blocks wide. Just remembering it was 2.25. Then I'm going to come over a bit to here. I believe that was 3/8. You can always measure it. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to make a mark halfway to serve as a guide. Oops. Actually, I'm going to pencil this in. This is going to be awfully difficult. Helps if you make that sound. Alright, that's as best as I'm freehanding on the computer. The top now would go up here, and I would extend certainly some construction lines. So I would put that there, that there, that there, that there. I'm going to do the right here in a little bit, so I would put over those and those. Going back to to my construction or my object lines here. Alright, so from the top, I'm simply going to see a rectangle. If you look down on that top view, all you're going to see is a flat rectangle that's 1 inch by 2 1/4 inches. Now, what I will see, though, is some hidden lines. The hidden line would line up with the edge there, and the edge there. And then I would see a center line right up the middle. And I would want that to extend out a little bit this way. We'll talk about the details of that in greater depth here in a bit. But that's a decent job there. And then from the right side, I would simply see simply see a 1 inch by 1 inch block. A little sloppy, but that's that face there. Now, please note that I would indeed have a hidden line representing the top of that would line up with that gray line. So I put that on there. And then I would not see the center line here. We'd like to put a center line right there representing the center of that circle. As I change this here back to a center line, I just noticed that went awry. Alright, so I would like to see a center line here, but there's something called line precedence. And when a hidden line or a center line is behind an object line, it is not seen. So while a center line does exist right here in this drawing, a center line would exist at the very bottom, it would be behind the object line that's already there in precedence, so you don't draw it on there because you can't see it. Object lines come first. So I believe that is the end of that one.